So right now the Niners are the 6th seed. Looking like they'll probably finish there. They might not. And right now, this could change, but right now, if the season ended today, they would be playing Arizona for the 3rd time. This would be the first round in Arizona. How do you see that potential matchup playing out for the 49ers?
It's weird. The 49ers played Kyler Murray to the gun in Trey Lance's first start.
Yeah.
Got absolutely whipped by Colt McCoy and nobody else, right?
But in that second game, like Tartan and Ward didn't play, right?
Correct.
I mean, it wasn't the same team.
Correct.
Right.
It's hard to beat a team 3 times in a season.
It's true. And Arizona's a little down right now. Like, we don't even know if Hopkins would play in that game, right?
Right. So that's my point, right? And this is why, a lot of 49er fans have been giving me crap, right? I'm like, you need to get into the dance. Here's why. You don't know what teams are going to be looking like right there. And without DeAndre Hopkins, what if this team slides a little bit? They start to lose confidence. Right. And maybe there's the Cliff Kingsbury collapse on the way.
Yeah, you don't know what it's going to be like in big game. You don't know. That's a good point, man. It's a good point.
They have been starting well year after year with Kingsbury, right? And then all of a sudden they taper off.
That's a really
Is it starting to look like that? So again, focus on what you got to focus on, and then you figure out that team when you get there. A divisional opponent, that game's always going to be close regardless. As long as Colt McCoy doesn't start, should be an issue. But here's the thing. What if the 49ers come into that game more healthy? Meaning Emmanuel Mosley plays, and they don't have to start Ambry Thomas.
That's right. And I would imagine that would happen. Yeah.
Right. And Hopkins isn't himself, right? He missed 2 games before this season prior. He's on his way to missing 6, 7, 8 games, which is unheard of. You don't know how he's going to bounce back. Can AJ Green still hold up? Are you really worried about Zach?
He's not a threat. I mean, you're more worried about Rondale Moore and Christian Kirk, really. Yeah.
James Conner's banged up. He just hurt his injury. He might not play. Chase Edmonds still hasn't been brought off IR. Again, JJ Watt's not going to be in this game. We don't know. So again, I think you feel fine with that. And I think that the 49ers' goal should be less about who do you want to play.
I agree with that.
But be playing the best ball that you can be playing and be as healthy as you can, and then let it lay however, and then you feel like you have a good chance.
Week 18, too. If you have a wild card sewed up going into Week 18, you might want to rest your starters. But
if you have no chance to move up or anything like that, and it's already set, do it.
Just rest him. But here's the thing: my thing with Arizona, I picked him to go to the Super Bowl, and I'm not going to back off that prediction yet because here's my thing. The reason I keep coming back to them as being a really legit contender. No one ever talks about their defense. Vance Joseph is really good. He's really good, and that defense is ranked 5th in yards allowed and points 4th in points allowed. And both times they faced the Niners, they did a really good job against the Niners offense. They dictated to the Niners offense. They took away that run game, and Kyle Shanahan was pretty much on his heels both times. Now, I would expect he would do a better job the 3rd time around, but Vance Joseph does a really good job. That's a hell of a defense at all 3 levels. It's the only thing.
Just be playing your best football going in. If the 49ers run the table, let's just say, because after this, let's say if they beat Tennessee, and then Houston, and then that game with the Rams does not matter. I don't care if they lose that game. Effectively, for me, they ran the table, and they're playing their best football. Arizona, Green Bay, any of those people. The only team that I feel like would really be death for the 49ers in the first round would be Tampa Bay. That's it.
Yeah.
And you got to kind of hope that they steal that first round bye because Arizona's going to fall out of that, I believe.
Dallas is interesting, too, with Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons against Tom Compton.
That would be a good matchup. But I think that formula is out to slow them down, and Fangio put it out there in that Denver game with man match. What you do is you cover the crosses, and you have one guy who sits in the middle, the robber, and you make Dak go through all the progressions and everything. I understand you don't have the corners to match up. Gallup's great, Lamb is great. I'm not talking about that. The run game isn't what it used to be in Dallas.
No.
Dak's been slumping, but there is precedent in ways to slow it down, and you better believe that DeMeco's looking at that. So right now, look, I know we're talking about playoffs, but the 49ers should just be talking about getting healthy and playing their best ball and getting in there. And then who knows what the hell happens, man. That's it. That's really it.
The way I look at it is if the Niners are playing their best, they really could go to the NFC Championship game. And to me, we saw this in 2013. The Niners were a wild card team. They did 3 straight road games, and they just ran out of gas in the 4th quarter in Seattle. They were winning that game in Seattle, and then it fell apart. You never see a team have 2 consecutive road games in the regular season. It's really hard.
The Seattle game fake punt for a touchdown, turn a fumble on the other side of the field that allowed them to be right there. Like, take some of those things out, and they're probably not even positioned to do all that. So again, just
No,
like
I was talking about the 2013 NFC Championship game. I'm talking
all
about
right.
the run in 2013 was kind of similar because wild card team, you're on the road 3 straight games to make it to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
It's really hard to win 3 straight road games. You
And
never
Seattle
have
was
that in
really
the
good,
regular
though.
season.
And
It's
Seattle
brutal.
was really good. And Seattle
And
was really
Seattle
good.
was really good, but they were winning that game. They were winning that game into the fourth quarter, fell apart. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Niners pulled a couple upsets in the playoffs, but ultimately it's a tough road, especially for a West Coast team, man. It's just cross-country flight after cross-country flight, and it adds up. It adds up. Anyway, I don't want.
Thanks a lot. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give my daughter a bath, and then I'm just going to go run to the liquor store and cry. Thanks for bringing
There
up
you go.
2013. I didn't really want to think about that, but cool.